Hey everyone, we've got a new Secret Lair coming, and it's another Commander deck. That's right, the second one for this year. Let's get into it. The deck is called 20 Ways to Win, and it features 20 alternate wincons packed into one Commander deck. So when I say it's a pile, I say it very lovingly that this is a very janky pile of cards. You'll see what I mean as we go through the cards that they've included here. We're going to cover all the new art cards. We're going to cover basically every card that's over $5, and then I'm just going to give you my ratings as I usually do. So without further ado, let's get into it. First card up in the commander of the deck is Go Shintai of Life's Origins. This card saw some hype back when it was first released in Neon Dynasty, as we hadn't had a Shrines commander in a while, or ever since the previous Kamigawa block. And this card is basically here just to reanimate some of your wincons because there is not a shrine in sight. So not off to a great start in terms of deck cohesion, but when it's called 20 Ways to Win, I guess we can't expect too much. Something you notice is that we've got a Tanuki / raccoon theme going on here, so all the alternate arts will be featuring something like that. I'm a big fan of several of the artists already that they use for this, but I think all the art overall looks awesome. Anyways, this is a $4 card, $13 in the foil. Again, we've only seen the one time back when Neo first came out, and it's ranked 45.50 on EDH Rec. Next card after that is Felidar Sovereign, a very classic wincon. This card is $1.45 in the non-foil, $3 in the foil. Seen 6 reprints, last saw it a couple weeks ago. Ranked 15.57 on EDH Rec. Love the little orchids they got going on. I like the little Tweety bird they got in his antlers. Yeah, cute looking card. After that, we've got a Triskaidekaphile. This is a 40-cent card. Seen 6 reprints, last saw it 4 months ago. Ranked 12.92, and yeah, it's another pretty popular alternate wincon. Approach of the Second Sun, denoted here in this cute little art by 2 sunny side up eggs. It's a $4 card, seen 6 reprints, last saw it 2 years ago, and it's ranked 878. One of the more popular alternate wincons, for sure. After that, we've got Happily Ever After, featuring this guy stealing cake. I imagine he's stealing the cake. No one eats cake like that unless you're taking it. 20-cent card, seen 3 reprints, last saw it 5 years ago. This card is ranked the lowest out of all the alternate wincons at 12,813. After that, we've got Revel in Riches, done by Kellogg's Loops. I really like him as an artist. I love all the art he's done previously for Magic. This is a $15 card in the non-foil. $25 in the foil, and notably all of these alternates will be in foil. Seen 3 reprints, last saw it 5 years ago, ranked 825. Again, one of the higher payoffs, especially with all the treasure synergies. This card just gets better and better in terms of alternate wincon. After that, we've got Helix Pinnacle, one of the funnier ways to win a commander game. That's an $8 card, seen 1 reprint, last saw it almost 5 years ago, ranked 38.60 on EDH Rec, and possibly one of my favorite of the new alt arts that we've got coming on. This dude is so smug and so ready to eat his little Thanksgiving feast. I am here for it. I think it's super cute. Look at this smug little guy. After that, we've got Simic Ascendancy, a card that's beaten me more times than I care to recount. It's a 50-cent card, $1.60 in the foil. Seen 4 reprints, last saw this 4 months ago, ranked 1302 on EDH Rec. Coming up next, we've got Soul Ring. Classic, obviously, having a cool Soul Ring is one of the key reasons people buy these sorts of things. It's a $1 card, $2 in foil. Seen 90 reprints, last saw it 2 weeks ago. Probably see it 2 weeks from now. Ranked number 1. This is the most played card on EDH Rec. Yeah, lots of little Tanukis holding up their little Tanuki coin. Looks good. And finally, well, almost finally, in terms of playable cards or actual Magic cards, we've got Maze's End. What this means is that you're going to get an awesome looking cute Maze's End, and you're going to get a ton of gates in your mana base, which means this deck is going to be slow. It's a $4 card in the non-foil, $1.60 in the foil. Seen 4 reprints, last saw it 2 weeks ago, ranked 26.18 on EDH Rec. And finally, in terms of new artworks we've got 2 Shrine tokens. Yeah, you're gonna get 2 of them in the deck. This actually is the first time we've seen a Shrine Token reprint since Neon Dynasty, and those were pretty rare, so they were going for about $5. I don't know if this is, it'll probably be about the same. It's not like, a Commander deck Secret Lair is going to be any more in terms of abundance. Last saw this almost 3 years ago when Neon Dynasty was released, and yeah, it was worth about $5. So let's talk Lair stats, and we've got a little bit of a different breakdown this time since we've got 100 cards. They are asking $149.99 for the deck. If you look at the singles prices for this, and we're going to be doing non-foil prices just to keep like a whole baseline, what you can expect if you're just trying to buy these cards. So the singles prices for non-foil stuff is $227.10. So you are coming out ahead in that regard. The deck is packed with a good amount of value. If you're looking for non-bulk stuff, so that's everything $1 or higher, this is $212. So you're still coming out a little bit ahead here. If you wanted to like try and sell off literally every part of this. Every card $5 or higher, that's $128, and every card $10 or higher is $66. Top reprints, this is every card over $5. So we've got 14 cards here, kind of on par with what we've seen in the other Commander decks. We'll do a whole Commander deck breakdown later of every single Secret Lair Commander deck, how they kind of rated and where they're at. Spoiler alert, every single Commander deck so far that's come for Secret Lair has increased in value over time. Even the worst performing one, Cute to Brute, is still 50% up over its original asking price, so keep that in mind. We've got Clever Concealment. This is a $15 card. Revel in Riches, as we talked about earlier, this is a $15 card. Wooded Bastion, this is Filter Land for green and white. This is a $13 card. Homeward Path, $13 card. Heliod Sun Crown, $11. Seedborn Muse is $8. Halo Fountain, $8. Helix Pinnacle at $7.50. Auriok Champion at $7. Bountiful Promenade at $7. Forbidden Orchard at $7. Dryad of the Elysian Grove at $6. Reflecting Pool at $5.50. And rounding it out, Mystic Remora at $5.40. Those are the top reprints. There are plenty of other solid reprints, Maskwood Nexus, Hellkite Tyrant, etc., etc. So in terms of signals, I think there's a lot to like here, and we'll get into that as we do the ratings. All right, so financial value. This is a 5, as I said, and you saw the numbers. In terms of singles values, a lot of the cards here are worth a good amount of money. I think you get plenty for what you pay for in terms of the asking price. Obviously, they have increased it as of recent. It's $150 instead of $100. But as you saw, the single prices are still in the 200s. So I think it's a pretty safe bet in terms of financial value, and that's why this gets a 5. The playability has an asterisk here, and we're going to talk about why I put that. So in terms of singles, obviously we just take the average of the entire layer, which is the 100 cards, and it spits out a 4 in terms of how it does this EDH-REC algorithm. In terms of what you're getting in singles values, there's a ton of highly playables. Everything that was $10 or more sees tons of play. I think most of the cards that were $5 or more also see tons of play. I think there's only like 1 or 2 cards that really didn't. Every card included in the deck that is basically worth a good amount of money does see a lot of play in Commanders. So that's really nice to see. In terms of deck cohesion, that's why I put the asterisks here. This is really tough. This deck doesn't seem like it wants to function at all. 20 win cons is way too many. The land count is good, but most of them are tapped. You only have 2 basic lands, so if you ever get demo field or anything, it's going to be very, very tough to claw your way back. God forbid you get Blood Mooned. If that runs in your pod, you're basically screwed. Not a ton of ramp, not a ton of removal. You're basically reliant on your opponents killing each other while you sit back and try and land a janky win con. There's also not a lot of synergy between the win cons, so your deck is all over the place trying to do a bunch of stuff. Your commander is there basically just to be 5 colors and retrieve an alternate win con enchantment back from the graveyard if it does get killed and not exiled, because there's not a single shrine synergy. I know there's a Maskwood Nexus in here, but making a second shrine token doesn't really do you a ton of good. Now there is an Elder Dragon Hijinks video that should be coming out soon, and they got an advanced copy of the deck and they're going to play it, and they're an awesome channel and you should definitely watch because they're lots of fun to listen to. Maybe the deck list just doesn't really go to show how synergistic it is. It'll be nice to see the deck in action, so Obviously, I'm just looking at the deck list. I haven't played it. We just got the deck list yesterday, so there's no way I could have played it yet. But those are my initial impressions. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this gameplay video will show us that maybe the deck does actually function. But as it stands, just looking at the deck list, I don't really think it does. So that's why I'm giving it a 4. The singles are great, highly playable. The deck list seems like a pile. Take that as you will. For the art rating, I gave this a 4. I love all the art that I see here. Obviously, it's only 10 cards. I wish if this was 20 cards, if all the alternate wincons had an alternate art card, I would give this a 5. But that's not the artist's fault. I'm not going to blame the art for that. As it stands, I think all the tanuki art looks super cute, and I love it. So I'm going to give it a 4. I would have given it a 5 if we'd gotten 20 cards. But yeah, that's just where that is. So overall rating for this deck is a 4.4. I think this is a strong offering. I think all the commander decks are strong offerings. Is it playable? No, I don't think any of the decks really have been super playable. We've seen this before in terms of playability when it comes to these Secret Lair commander decks. I still think the first one they did, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose deck, has been, I think, the most playable. This, I think, is more on par with the Cute to Brute, which has just got like a silly theme. That one was like flip cards. This one is just alternate wincons. So is it worth your money if you're looking to play this deck? I don't know. This is, you know, if you love janky piles of cards and you love having something that's kind of off the wall and tries to win in different ways and do cute and janky stuff, yeah, I think this deck nails it, and it's awesome. I think the alt arts are awesome. And there's solid value in here. If you're looking to pick this apart for singles, I think that's fine too. I think there's plenty of good value here, plenty of cute cards that you can slot into other decks. So overall, I like this. I'm going to try and pick this up. The deck comes out December 2nd, probably at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope if you're celebrating Thanksgiving that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Sorry if I sound a little under the weather. It's because I am. And yeah, we'll be getting back to more 2024 stat stuff after this. I think it'll be interesting to see how this compares to the other commander decks that they've put out in the past. So I'll be doing a video to cover kind of a comparison between all of those. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and it'll let you know when I do those sorts of things. But otherwise, enjoy your holidays, stay safe, love you, and I'll see you in the next one.